Hello, everybody, and welcome. So, today my reading has sort of been inspired by a lot of what's happening in the world today, and going back to something that seems very simple, but actually it's not. And it has to do with the theory that we have been all taught in schools concerning where did we come from? What did we originate from? And an interesting story how this came to mind was that recently my own child came home and said, you know, well, we came from apes. This is what they're being taught at school, and it reminded me of years ago, myself having come home from school, and then my dad said, well, what did you guys do today? And so I told him, oh, I was so excited to tell him about what I learned. And I said we did the history of humanity, and we came from apes, and we did this and we learned that, and I gave him details, and he was like, that is false information. He was so he was so adamant about it, and I was sort of startled because as a little kid and what you're told in school, it's like this is what you know, and this is seemingly the truth. So, and that's stuck in my mind, and just coming back to it with my own child, I'm reminded of this being still a big part of what is being taught. And you would think that there has been so much evolution, so many things coming out in the last few years that would have changed this perception, but this is still the foundation of what we're being taught. So I just wanted to do, it seems simplistic, but it is such a huge topic to explore. So I want to hear what the cards have to say, and I'm going to ask, did we as humanity come from apes? Does this theory have truth to it? I'm just going to go in with a clear mind, and when you go into tarot, sometimes whatever you get is so different to what you might assume. So when you do use a tarot, you clear your mind, you connect with source, and you allow whatever messages to come through. So my question is there truth and integrity to the theory that we've been taught, that we as humans came from and have evolved from apes? So in the past position, what we have is the Hierophant, and this can represent structures and systems in the world, such as the church, those go-betweens that we have with relation to how we communicate with God in the past. We've usually had to go through systems and structures, some go-between person. And now, as we have come into our power, we are learning that actually you do not need that person in between. We all have the ability and the power to connect directly with Source and to ask the universe our own questions, receive our own enlightenment, and so on. So in the past with the Hierophant, I believe what's coming across is this has been the message that has been portrayed to us for us to believe that we are less than we are. We have been told that we are just descendants of apes, so we are small, we are not as powerful as we really are, so that we have been kept at a certain level. But in truth and in fact, with the Nine of Cups and the Hermit card, what we're seeing is that there is a lot more coming. There's a lot more that goes with who we actually are, and there's the need to go within to find out that information. With that Empress card just in between, what we see coming across is that we are way more abundant, way more powerful, way more connected to earth and nature and directly with God. And she holds that scepter in her hand, and what it portrays is her own power, her finding her own power. She wears that crown of stars. So we are so connected to heaven, so connected to source, whatever you want to call it. And it's calling for us to find that balance between who we truly are internally and make that connection directly with source to really find out who we really are. And what we have been told with that page of pentacles just below is only merely touching the surface. With the Four of Swords and the Seven of Swords in the bottom row, there's a lot of lies that have been portrayed to us, and there's a lot of untruths and a lot of unknown information. With the Nine of Wands at the bottom of the deck, I think it's going to be a lot of hard work to totally uncover all of the mysteries, all of the past untruths that have been portrayed, but it is definitely going to come out with the King of Cups and the Moon card as the clarifying cards at the top over here. What we see is that with that King of Cups has a lot hidden under his robe or his clothes. So it's like with the Moon card just next to it, there it's also adding to that mystery and that resolve that we're basically touching the surface, and there's a lot of untruths and things that are going to be exposed as to just the potential and the power that humanity holds within them. And that Empress card is really who we need to come into now, and something that we are seeing more and more right now with the changing astrology and everything that will be happening, starting with the solar flares that began this year, and the lunar eclipse we're having in March, going into the total solar eclipse coming up. We're finding out more and more the light is already within us, and the knowledge too. We have just not tapped into that realm of, and a lot of us have been investigating, and I think more and more people are finding out, but we're just beginning to tap into that unique spiritual internal power that humanity has within. And so I believe what's going to happen with the new astrology coming in, with the lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse, we're coming more and more into our own power, where we will be sort of upgraded into our light bodies even more. But this is a choice that you have to make to open up to this power and this universal energy coming in. So there are a lot of videos out there that show just how much has been held back from us. So much about ancient civilizations being uncovered. You can find out more that, like, Beyond Mystic has them, the fifth kind, their Mind Unveiled. There's so much evidence of past civilizations who have been even more advanced than us, and that there's evidence showing that a lot of us would have come from that period as well in past lives and so on. So this now draws our attention to begin to ask the questions. It's pushing us, where do you want to be in the next, in the near future? Are we just going back to creating a world before pre-COVID, or do we want to now come into, which timeline are we going to choose? Are we going to do the work to bring about something even better? So if you would like to hear more about the solar eclipse and so on coming up, We at the Tarot Circle, that's another YouTube channel that I'm on. We'll be reading on the solar eclipse coming up on April 8th. We'll be doing that on next week, not this week coming. I believe it's the March 25th. Most likely the video will be posted on the 26th. So you can look for the Tarot Circle online, and hopefully you can join us there. We'll be looking more at the solar eclipse and what we can expect and how we can tap into that energy. So what we definitely know is from this reading and from what a lot of us have uncovered is we definitely are way more than we have been told, and it's very important for us as humanity to recognize that internal power and understand that you are so important. You have such a big role to play, especially at this period in time, and in creating our own specific realities, whatever you use your free will to create. Now is such a powerful time to do so. And so I'm just going to draw one card from the Moonology Manifestation deck for humanity. What message does the universe want to give us about who we truly are, about our inner power and our inner light? One message for humanity, please. Thank you, Source. And the card that we have is Last Quarter Moon in Capricorn. Leave the past behind. So whatever we've been told in the past, whatever we have also come from in terms of whatever existed in the last few years, we have seen a huge shift and a huge change, but it's important that we understand that it is not just enough to go back to what was before 2020, 2021. What we are looking at creating in the near future is actually even way bigger than that as we move into the age of Aquarius. So one more card from the Starseed Oracle deck for the collective. Source energy, we're asking our high selves, God, Source, our angels and spirit guides for one card for the collective. A message for humanity on where we're moving to, and is there anything we need to know about our true and higher purpose here. And the card we have is We the Hathers. Deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. So I just cleared the cards and I just wanted to bring these two up for you to be able to see them more clearly. I felt I needed to pull the message from the book for the last card because I think it's so important. And the last one from the Starseed Oracle says, We the Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. Birth is a portal that ushers in new life. The Hathors are here to remind you that you're a child of the Cosmic Mother and you're being called to be held by her deep, never-ending love and embrace. This is a tender, nourishing card reminding you to receive the deep, deep love of the Mother's embrace. The Hathors know that the journey on earth can be rocky and lonely at times, but you're being reminded to rest more deeply into the Mother's arms. This card is of extreme potency, of femininity, of creation, and of birth. You're being called to mother yourself and others too, to surrender your sacred femininity, to create and surrender to your own creations, to hold and to be held. You're being called to remember your place in the web of life, and to realize that the Cosmic Mother is watching you every step of the way. You may be going through a transition right now, moving from one way of being to another. So right now you're being reminded that you're cradled in a sacred container. and you're being held more than you can actually possibly imagine. You have access to more love than your heart can bear. If you're struggling in any way, you're being reassured that things will work out. Open yourself up to receiving the overflowing love of the cosmic mother flooding towards you from every direction. Let it into your heart. I allow the deep love of the cosmic mother to wash over me. I'm loved and I'm held. So I hope that you liked the message today and it was useful to you in some way. Please remember that you are so important. You are so divine. You are so loved and powerful, and source energy is within each of us. I hope that you have a good week. Please like, share, and subscribe, and leave me a comment as to what you would like me to read on for future videos. I thank you so much for listening, and see you again.